This Sunday morning, the 9th of August, is not just another day. It's the doorway to a brand new week. And before we step into it, let's pause, breathe, and give it back to God. Because when we surrender our week before it even begins, we invite His favor, His protection, and His guidance into every moment that lies ahead. Think of it this way. The week is like a journey, and prayer is the map. Without it, we wander, but with it, we walk in confidence, knowing that God has already gone before us. Today, we're not just asking for blessings. We are declaring that this week belongs to Him, and nothing formed against us will prosper. As we lift our voices in prayer, let's remember that favor isn't earned. It's given. Protection isn't just physical, it's spiritual. And when we start our week in God's presence, we're not just preparing for challenges. We're positioning ourselves for victories we haven't even seen yet. So let's lean in, let's pray with expectation, and let's believe that this week will be marked by open doors, divine connections, and supernatural covering. Because when God is at the center, everything else falls into place. If you are ready to step into this week with faith, like this video and subscribe to the channel for daily prayer. Write Amen in the comments, and also share one thing you're believing God for today. Because your declaration is the first step toward your breakthrough. Surrendering your week to God is more than just a phrase. It is a posture of the heart, a quiet yielding of control, and a recognition that every breath, every step, and every moment belongs to Him. When you wake up on a Sunday morning and consciously place the days ahead into His hands, you are declaring that you trust His wisdom more than your own plans, His strength more than your own abilities, and His timing more than your own schedule. This act of surrender is not about weakness. It is about aligning yourself with divine strength. It is about saying, Lord, I give you my week before it begins, because I know you hold tomorrow, and I know you hold me. In that surrender, peace begins to settle over your spirit, because you are no longer carrying the weight of uncertainty alone. You are walking with the One who knows the end from the beginning. When you surrender your week, you are not simply handing over a calendar of tasks and responsibilities. You are offering God your heart, your mind, and your spirit for the days ahead. You are saying, Father, I invite you into my meetings, my conversations, my decisions, my challenges, and my victories. This surrender transforms ordinary routines into sacred opportunities. A simple commute becomes a chance to reflect on His goodness. A difficult conversation becomes a moment to lean on His wisdom. A busy schedule becomes a canvas for His favor to be displayed. By surrendering, you are not asking God to erase the realities of life. You are asking Him to walk with you through them, to guide your steps, and to shield you from harm. This surrender is a daily act of faith, a reminder that you are not alone, and that His presence is your greatest assurance. There is a calmness that comes when you surrender your week before it begins. Anxiety loses its grip because you know that God is already ahead of you. Fear begins to fade because you trust that His protection surrounds you. Doubt is silenced because you believe His promises are true. Surrender is not passive. It is active faith. It is choosing to believe that even when you cannot see the full picture, God is painting something beautiful with your life. It is choosing to rest in His favor, knowing that doors will open in His timing, opportunities will align according to His will, and challenges will be met with His strength. Surrendering your week is like placing a seed in fertile soil. You may not see the growth immediately, but you know that something powerful is happening beneath the surface, because God is at work. When you surrender your week, you are also surrendering your expectations. You are saying, Lord, I may have plans, but I trust yours more. This does not mean you stop dreaming or stop working. It means you allow God to shape those dreams and guide that work. It means you are open to divine interruptions, knowing that sometimes the greatest blessings come in unexpected ways. It means you are willing to let go of control, because you understand that control is an illusion, but God's sovereignty is reality. In surrender, you find freedom. Not the freedom to do whatever you want, but the freedom to walk in His will without fear. You find joy, not the fleeting joy of circumstances, but the deep joy of knowing you are held by the Creator of the universe. You find strength, not the strength of striving, but the strength of resting in His promises. Surrendering your weak is ultimately an act of worship. It is lifting your hands, not just in song, but in trust. It is bowing your heart, not just in prayer, but in obedience. It is declaring that your life is not your own, but His. And in that worship, you experience favor that cannot be earned, protection that cannot be explained, and peace that cannot be shaken. As you surrender, you begin to see your week not as a series of tasks to complete, but as a journey with God by your side. You begin to notice His fingerprints in the details, His whispers in the quiet moments, and His strength in the challenges. Surrender is the doorway to blessing, the pathway to peace, and the foundation of faith. It is the calm assurance that no matter what this week holds, God holds you, and that is enough. Inviting God's favor into your life and into your week is a gentle yet powerful act of faith. It is the recognition that His hand upon you changes everything, that His presence transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary blessings, and that His favor is not something you earn, but something He freely gives to those who walk with Him. When you pause at the start of your week and whisper, "Lord, let your favor rest upon me," you are opening yourself to divine opportunities, unseen protection, and blessings that flow beyond human understanding. Favor is not about luck or chance. It is about God's intentional goodness covering your life, guiding your steps and opening doors that no man can shut. It is about walking into situations with confidence, knowing that His grace surrounds you like a shield, and His love goes before you like a light. Favor is the gentle touch of God that makes the impossible possible. It is the unseen hand that turns obstacles into stepping stones, delays into divine timing, and challenges into testimonies. When you invite His favor, you are not asking for an easy path. You are asking for His presence to make the path purposeful. You are asking for strength when you feel weak, wisdom when you feel uncertain, and peace when you feel overwhelmed. Favor is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet, like the calm assurance that everything will work out because God is in control. It is the subtle shift in circumstances that reminds you He is working behind the scenes. It is the unexpected kindness of a stranger, the sudden breakthrough in a situation, the gentle nudge that leads you to the right place at the right time. Favor is God's way of saying, "I see you, I am with you, and I am for you." When you invite God's favor, you are also inviting His protection. Favor and protection walk hand in hand because His favor shields you from harm and positions you for blessing. It is like a covering over your life, a divine umbrella that keeps you safe even when storms rage around you. Favor does not mean you will never face difficulties, but it does mean that difficulties will not define you. It means that even in the valley, His hand is upon you, guiding you toward the mountaintop. It means that even in the fire, His presence is with you, ensuring you come out refined and not destroyed. Favor is the assurance that no weapon formed against you will prosper, that every plan of the enemy will fail, and that God's purpose for your life will prevail. When you invite His favor, You are declaring that His promises are greater than any problem, and His blessings are stronger than any burden. Favor is also about alignment. It is about aligning your heart with His will, your desires with His purpose, and your actions with His word. When you invite His favor, you are saying, "Lord, let my life reflect your goodness. Let my choices honor you, and let my steps follow your path." Favor flows where obedience resides, because obedience opens the door for blessings to enter. It is not about striving or earning. It is about resting in His love and trusting His plan. Favor is not always about material gain. Sometimes it is about spiritual growth, emotional healing, or relational restoration. It is about experiencing His presence in ways that transform you from the inside out. When you invite His favor, you are inviting transformation, renewal, and growth. You are inviting Him to shape your week, your heart, and your life according to His perfect design. Inviting God's favor is ultimately an act of surrender and trust. It is acknowledging that His ways are higher than your ways. His thoughts are greater than your thoughts, and His plans are far beyond what you can imagine. It is choosing to walk into the week not with fear, but with faith, not with anxiety, but with assurance, not with doubt, but with confidence. Favor is the calm voice that whispers, "You are chosen, you are loved, and you are covered." It is the gentle reminder that you are not walking alone, but with the Creator of the universe by your side. And when you invite His favor, you are opening yourself to a week filled with divine encounters, supernatural peace, and blessings that overflow. It is the quiet yet powerful declaration that your life is in His hands, and His hands are faithful. Declaring divine protection over your life and over your week is one of the most calming and powerful acts of faith you can make. It is the conscious choice to acknowledge that God is your shield, your refuge, and your strong tower, and that no matter what lies ahead, His covering surrounds you. When you speak protection into your week, you are not simply reciting words. You are activating promises that have been spoken over generations. Promises that assure you that you are never alone, never unguarded, and never outside the reach of His care. Divine protection is not limited to physical safety. It encompasses your mind, your spirit, your relationships, and your purpose. It is the assurance that even when unseen forces try to rise against you, God's hand is already there, blocking, shielding, and preserving you. This declaration is a reminder that your life is hidden in Him, and that His presence is the safest place you can dwell. Protection begins in the unseen. It is the quiet covering that keeps you from dangers you never even knew were near. It is the gentle redirection that steers you away from paths that would have harmed you. It is the peace that settles in your heart when fear tries to creep in. When you declare divine protection, you are acknowledging that God's angels are encamped around you, that His Spirit is guiding you, and that His promises are your fortress. This protection is not fragile. It is unshakable. It is not temporary. It is eternal. It is not conditional. It is constant for those who trust in Him. Declaring protection is not about denying the existence of challenges. It is about affirming that challenges will not overcome you, because the One who is greater lives within you and surrounds you. Divine protection also covers your mind. In a world filled with noise, negativity, and distractions, your thoughts can easily become overwhelmed. But when you declare protection, you are asking God to guard your mind against anxiety, fear, and doubt. You are inviting His peace to reign in your thoughts, His truth to silence lies, and His wisdom to guide your decisions. Protection over your mind means that you can walk into the week with clarity, focus, and calmness, knowing that confusion will not control you, and worry will not consume you. It means that your mental space is shielded by His presence, and that your thoughts are aligned with His promises. This kind of protection allows you to rest, to breathe, and to trust, even when circumstances seem uncertain. Protection extends to your spirit as well. Declaring divine protection is asking God to guard your faith, to strengthen your resolve, and to keep your heart anchored in Him. It is the recognition that spiritual battles are real, but so is His victory. When you declare protection, you are covering yourself against discouragement, against temptation, and against anything that would try to pull you away from His presence. It is the assurance that your spirit will remain steadfast, that your faith will remain unshaken, and that your connection to God will remain strong. This protection is like a shield around your soul, keeping you grounded in His love and reminding you that nothing can separate you from Him. Divine protection also reaches into your relationships. When you declare protection, you are asking God to guard your family, your friendships, and your connections. You are asking Him to shield those you love from harm, to preserve unity, and to strengthen bonds. Protection over relationships means that misunderstandings will be resolved with grace, conflicts will be softened by His peace, and love will be the foundation of every interaction. It means that the people around you are covered by the same favor and safety that you are declaring over yourself. This protection creates harmony, nurtures trust, and builds resilience in the bonds that matter most. It is the reminder that God not only cares for you individually, but also for the community and connections that surround you. Declaring divine protection is ultimately about resting in God's promises. It is about saying, "Lord, I trust you to guard my steps, to shield my heart, to protect my mind, and to cover my spirit." It is about walking into the week with calm assurance, knowing that His presence is your refuge, and His word is your defense. Protection is not about living without challenges. It is about living with confidence that challenges will not defeat you. It is not about avoiding storms. It is about knowing that storms cannot destroy you because He is your shelter. It is not about denying reality. It is about affirming that reality is shaped by His power and His promises. Declaring divine protection is the calm, steady voice of faith that says, "I am covered, I am safe, and I am held by the One who never fails." Positioning yourself for breakthroughs begins with a quiet, intentional act of faith. It is the recognition that breakthroughs are not random events, but divine moments orchestrated by God when your heart, your actions, and your trust align with His will. When you step into a new week and declare that you are positioning yourself for breakthroughs, you are choosing to walk with expectancy, to prepare your spirit for change, and to open your life to the possibility of transformation. Breakthroughs are not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes they are subtle shifts that alter the course of your journey. Positioning yourself means creating space for God to move, surrendering your own agenda, and allowing His timing to unfold. It is the calm assurance that even if you cannot see the breakthrough yet, you are standing in the right place, ready for His hand to move. Positioning for breakthroughs requires preparation. Just as a farmer prepares the soil before planting seeds, you prepare your heart before the blessing arrives. This preparation is not about striving, but about surrendering. It is about cultivating faith, nurturing patience, and practicing obedience. When you position yourself, you are saying, "Lord, I am ready for what you have for me." You are aligning your thoughts with His promises, your actions with His word, and your spirit with His presence. Preparation means letting go of distractions, releasing burdens, and focusing on Him. It means creating an atmosphere where breakthroughs can flourish, an atmosphere of prayer, worship, and trust. This preparation is not wasted effort. It is the fertile ground where miracles take root. Positioning also means expectation. Breakthroughs rarely come to those who do not expect them. Expectation is not wishful thinking. It is confident faith. It is believing that God is able, that His promises are true, and that His timing is perfect. When you position yourself with expectation, you are declaring that you will not be shaken by delays, discouraged by obstacles, or defeated by setbacks. You are choosing to believe that even when the answer has not yet come, God is still working. Expectation is the posture of hope, the stance of faith, and the voice of trust. It is the calm confidence that says, "I may not see it yet, but I know it is coming." This expectation keeps your spirit alive, your prayers fervent, and your heart open to receive. Positioning for breakthroughs also involves obedience. Breakthroughs are often tied to steps of faith, moments when you choose to follow God's leading, even when it does not make sense. Obedience is the key that unlocks doors, the act that demonstrates trust, and the movement that aligns you with His plan. When you position yourself through obedience, you are saying, "Lord, I will follow wherever you lead." This obedience may require sacrifice, patience, or humility, but it always leads to blessing. It is the willingness to let go of your own way and embrace His way. It is the recognition that breakthroughs are not earned by effort, but released through trust. Obedience positions you in the exact place where God's favor can flow, where His protection can cover, and where His blessings can manifest. Positioning for breakthroughs is ultimately about faith. Faith is the anchor that holds you steady, the light that guides you forward, and the strength that keeps you moving. Faith is not about seeing. It is about believing. It is about trusting that God is working, even when circumstances seem unchanged. Faith positions you to receive breakthroughs because it keeps you connected to Him, focused on His promises and confident in His power. Faith is the calm assurance that breakthroughs are not just possible, they are inevitable when you walk with Him. It is the quiet strength that whispers, "Keep going, keep believing, keep trusting." Faith positions you not only to receive breakthroughs, but also to recognize them when they come, to embrace them fully, and to walk in the transformation they bring. Walking in confidence with God is not about arrogance or self-reliance. It is about resting in the assurance that your steps are guided, your path is secure, and your life is held by the one who never fails. Confidence in Him is calm, steady, and unshaken by circumstances. It is the quiet strength that comes from knowing that no matter what this week brings, you are not walking alone. When you choose to walk in confidence, you are declaring that fear will not dictate your choices, anxiety will not control your mind, and doubt will not weaken your faith. You are choosing to trust that God's promises are true, His presence is constant, and His love is unchanging. This confidence is not loud or boastful. It is gentle, peaceful, and deeply rooted in faith. Confidence in God begins with identity. It is knowing who you are in Him and understanding that your worth is not defined by achievements, failures, or opinions, but by His love. When you walk in confidence, you are standing on the truth that you are chosen, redeemed, and covered by grace. This identity gives you strength to face challenges without fear, because you know that nothing can separate you from His love. It gives you courage to pursue opportunities without hesitation, because you know that His favor surrounds you. It gives you peace to endure trials without despair, because you know that His protection covers you. Confidence is not about what you can do. It is about what He has already done and continues to do in your life. Walking in confidence also means trusting His timing. Life often presents delays, detours, and disappointments. But confidence in God reminds you that His timing is perfect. It is the calm assurance that even when things do not happen according to your schedule, they are unfolding according to His plan. Confidence allows you to wait without worry, to trust without wavering, and to believe without doubting. It is the strength to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear, because you know that He is guiding your steps. This trust in His timing transforms frustration into patience, uncertainty into peace, and waiting into worship. Confidence is the anchor that keeps you steady when life feels unpredictable. Confidence in God also shapes the way you face challenges. When difficulties arise, confidence does not deny their existence. It declares that they will not defeat you. It is the assurance that every trial has a purpose, every obstacle has a lesson, and every setback is an opportunity for growth. Confidence allows you to see beyond the immediate struggle and recognize the greater plan at work. It gives you strength to persevere, courage to endure, and faith to overcome. Challenges become stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks, because you know that God is using them to refine you, strengthen you, and prepare you for greater things. Confidence is the calm voice that says, I may be pressed, but I am not crushed. I may be challenged, but I am not defeated. Walking in confidence also influences the way you interact with others. Confidence rooted in God is not about superiority. It is about humility and grace. It allows you to love without fear, to serve without hesitation, and to forgive without resentment. Confidence gives you the ability to stand firm in your values, while extending kindness to those around you. It allows you to speak truth with gentleness, to lead with compassion, and to build relationships on trust. Confidence in God creates a presence that is calm, steady, and uplifting because it reflects His love. It is not about proving yourself. It is about living in a way that points others to Him. Confidence becomes a testimony, a quiet witness of His faithfulness in your life. Confidence in God ultimately brings peace. It is the calm assurance that your future is secure, your present is guided, and your past is redeemed. It is the strength to walk into each day without fear, the courage to face each challenge without doubt, and the faith to embrace each moment with trust. Confidence is not about having all the answers. It is about knowing the one who does. It is not about controlling every outcome. It is about trusting the one who holds them. It is not about avoiding difficulties. It is about walking through them with assurance that you are covered, protected, and loved. Confidence is the gentle strength that carries you through the week, reminding you that you are never alone, never forgotten, and never outside the reach of His grace. As we come to the close of this prayerful reflection, let your heart rest in the assurance that God has already gone before you. The week ahead is not unknown to Him, and every detail of your journey is held within His perfect plan. When you release your worries and place them in His hands, you step into a rhythm of peace that carries you through each day with calm confidence. This moment is not just the end of a prayer. It is the beginning of a renewed mindset. You are walking into your week covered by favor, surrounded by protection, and strengthened by faith. Every challenge that arises will meet the presence of God before it meets you, and every opportunity will be shaped by His goodness. Let your spirit remain anchored in trust. Trust that His timing is flawless, His wisdom is unsearchable, and His love is unshakable. Trust that even when the path feels uncertain, His light will guide your steps. Trust that breakthroughs are not distant. They are unfolding even now in ways you cannot yet see. Carry this confidence with you into every conversation, every decision, and every responsibility. Confidence is not about knowing the outcome. It is about knowing the one who holds the outcome. It is about walking boldly, not because of your strength, but because of his presence. As you move forward, remember that surrender is not weakness. It is strength. Favor is not chance. It is divine covering. Protection is not fragile. It is eternal. Breakthroughs are not accidents. They are orchestrated. Confidence is not pride. It is faith. These truths will shape your week and steady your heart. Let your prayers continue beyond this moment. Whisper gratitude in the quiet hours. Speak faith in the midst of challenges, and declare victory even before it arrives. Prayer is not confined to mornings. It is the breath of your spirit throughout the day. Allow peace to settle over you like a blanket. Let it quiet the noise of worry, silence the voice of fear, and calm the storm of doubt. Peace is not the absence of trouble. It is the presence of God within trouble, and that presence is with you now and always. Step into your week with expectancy. Expect doors to open, expect favor to flow, expect protection to surround, expect breakthroughs to manifest, and expect confidence to rise. Expectation is the seed of faith, and faith is the soil where miracles grow. Let your heart remain soft, your spirit remain open, and your mind remain focused on him. The week ahead is not just a series of days. It is a canvas for his glory. Every moment is an opportunity to see his hand at work. Every encounter is a chance to reflect his love, and every challenge is a stage for his power. If this prayer has touched your spirit, like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily prayer. Write Amen in the comments, and also share one thing you are believing God for today, because your declaration is the first step toward your breakthrough.